Hi everyone, this is Tina from Rehatch Designs, and I'm here today doing a video on making clusters for my Bohemian junk journal that I am hoping to get done pretty soon. I have done videos before on making clusters, but I thought, I'm making them in a different style, so you guys may want to just watch. And then I've got a lot of new people that may not know what a cluster is, so I thought I would go ahead and kind of go through that. I made some snippets recently, and I've had people ask me this, and I kind of wondered this too when I first started doing junk journals. Let me put that up. Oops. Oh, making a lot of noise. The difference between a snippet and a cluster. And basically a snippet is a long piece that you're using your scraps to make. And that's what I did with these. And everybody's look different. Some are really wide. I usually make mine reasonably thin. Okay, because I kind of feel like my clusters kind of do what a thicker snippet would do. But the premise is pretty much that you're going to take your scraps of paper or material or both, and you are going to use them to make pieces. Let me see, I think I have some in here already. Let me look in here. I thought there was one. Couple, yeah, here we go. This is basically what a cluster is, to make a little side pocket. Okay, and this is just material, but I put it on some scrapbook paper, and I do that mainly just so that it has a little bit of structure, and it doesn't, because if you just do material, a lot of times it'll just flop around. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm going to make today. And my goal is to make enough for several journals, not just this one. Put that back up there. So the first thing I use with my clusters is I liked, as you saw in that one, like to have it backed with paper, just because I like it to have a little structure. Most of the time you don't see it, but sometimes you'll see like part of it. But anyway, I just have scraps from doing this journal, and I thought I would use that for this. So I have a big pile of those, small ones, big ones, whatever I'm going to use. I'll put these on top because I probably use those first. I usually try and use the smaller weird ones first. So I'll put those right up here. Okay. The other thing is I like to use double-sided tape sometimes. I like to use my tiny attacher to put things together. I will use my 3-in-1 glue. Let's see. And I also sew sometimes by hand, sometimes by machine. It just kind of depends on what I'm using on there as to whether it'll sew well or not on my machine. And so I will do that. I have a big pile of just scraps of sari that I have put aside to use for this. So I have that, and it has, just ribbons and things like that. I have pieces of lace and ribbon and things like that, and I have whole pieces too next to me in case there's something that I really need. I've got more scraps over here. The other thing I like to use a lot, I like to use, and not always the blingy kind, but this, probably this. I like to use this netting, what do you call it? Oh gosh, y'all know what I mean, right? Okay. I think it really looks good as a background a lot of times, so I use that a lot. Let me see what else. I do have a bag. Where did it go? Down here. And I haven't used it yet, but I have a whole kind of bag of little sequin, what do you call it, ribbon. I also have some feathers that are different colors that I may or may not use. I'm not sure. And if you haven't seen what I put in this journal already, then you probably don't get why I have all that stuff. But it's kind of over the top. And, you know, that's just the way this journal's going. So those aren't things that I would always use or probably even normally use. But I think on this journal it'll work. The other thing I have is just, I have my little thing of bling in case I want to put a little blingy thing on there. I've got that. I've also got some other kind of little blingy things that I could put on there if I want to. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm going to work with, and just see where it goes. I don't know. I really like it. I don't know, you know, how many I'll get done, but I might as well try and get a few done. Okay, and I'm actually not doing them for certain pages or anything like that so that they match. What you can do, and a lot of people do, when you're making a journal, make them for specific pages, that type of thing. I'm really not, because I don't know that anything in this journal necessarily matches. So it's very eclectic. I guess that could be the word to describe it. And so I'm not that concerned about that, and I'm not concerned about where I use them. And a lot of times when I make journals, that's really just how I do it. I do it in the style of the journal, but I don't necessarily do it for a certain page. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll see a page and go, I need something, and then I'll make it. But if I'm making them ahead of time, I just make a generic style for that journal. And you're going to hear me say this a lot, but to me, the hardest part of junk journaling, which none of it's that hard, but the hard part for me is finding all the stuff, you know, and getting it all out and then putting it away. And so whenever I do something like this, like there's a certain style I'm making, Gypsy journal, I will make a bunch of them, or as many as I can, and usually it's a lot more than what you see on a video that I do. And it's because I've gotten all this stuff out, and I might as well just make up a bunch and then have it if I think I'm going to do another journal like that. And I'm planning on doing 2 more journals pretty quick after this, and they'll be done quickly. This is just taking a while because, you know, I'm trying to video all the steps for someone. You know, I want people to see it from start to finish, you know, most of it anyway. But as I've been doing all these things, I'm making enough to make 2 or 3 more journals. Okay. So, not everything I'm making will go into the journal that I have now, that I showed you. Some of it will go in the other journals, maybe some in the future. So when I make that stuff, I just want you to know that that's usually what I'm doing. Okay, now I am just going to randomly, and I'm not going to put a lot of thought into this. I am going to just take a square piece of paper, and I like them about this size, because then you can make a tuck or something. I'll make them, you know, smaller a lot of times too. And so that's the first thing I start with. And let's see. I just have so many. I'm so lucky because I literally just got some of the stuff I had sent for some sari silk. And I just got it. So I'm really excited about that. And so I have a lot to choose from, which sometimes is not good because sometimes when you have too much to choose from, it makes it actually harder. Okay, so I just put a big pile over here to the side so that I could kind of sort of see it. And let me see. And I'm not necessarily trying to get anything to match with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this and cut it. And I'm going to try and go quick on this because I find the faster you do it, the more random it tends to look. I may not have done that big enough. I thought I did, but I didn't. I don't know. I really wanted it bigger than that. Okay, let me do a bigger piece. I'll use the other one. I might even use both right now. I want it big. All right, that's perfect. So I'm going to take that. Really want that down more. Yeah, it's probably about right there. Okay. And this is why, I mean, you can just use a regular stapler, but I have this, so I'm going to use it. I'm hoping I have enough staples in it to do this. I didn't even check. As I say that, look, see? All right, hold on a minute. Let me get some more staples. Okay, so I went ahead and got some more staples, and then I decided I'm going to put this on a little differently. I think I'm going to just kind of go like that. But now that actually is too big, so let me find the other piece again. See, I'm thinking too much. It's not good. Anyway, I'm going to put that on kind of sort of crooked. All right. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and maybe staple it a couple more times because I don't want it to come off. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do what I was going to do before. I'm going to kind of chop this up a little bit weird. And it will look good when we're done, I promise. Cut my little board there a little bit. And I'm basically cutting these and cutting pieces out of it. So it looks raggedy. I mean, you could go ahead and like hand cut it that way. I just do it this way so it doesn't look like it's just, you know, a square that I stapled on there. Which would be okay too. I don't think there's any rules. Okay. And I realize it's not on there straight, but that's okay. It's not gonna matter. Okay, so then let's see what I have. I kind of want maybe that, but now I want a piece of sari that kind of goes with it. That one. I don't know. I really want something. Oh, maybe this one. This looks good. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. So that's really not a little piece. It's kind of a big piece, but that's okay. All right. If you can tear it, I think it looks better torn, but you know, that's up to you. Let's see, I'm gonna do it about that. And this is vintage, so it kind of tears pretty easily. So I don't know what color. I don't know if I'm gonna put the yellow in there. And see, that looks a little too perfect, so I got to deal with that. I have to be careful too when I do this. I've cut my fingers so many times trying to, you know, jagged the edges, and I just go in there and chop, and then I've done a number. So if you see me with the Band-Aid on, that's probably it. I've been trying to chop something. So I just don't like square, you know, flat edges on things. And you can rip things. If they rip well, that seems to work for me, but I wonder if that goes on first. And then a smaller piece of that. I think what it is, this is too big. Cut it down. Okay. Yes, much better. And put that there. And then this there. Right. And then, I don't know, I might want to put the yellow in there now, because now it looks like it might work. I don't know. Let's try that. Or maybe like that. And then that weird end piece bothers me. Okay, I like that better. And then this is just a little bit too long up there. Okay, it's still too long. That's too square. Okay, oh, I'm gonna get that off of there. All right, and then I want something in the middle. Do I want that? What do I want in the middle? That's the hardest part for me, is finding the middle piece, because, you know, it's your focal point, and I want to kind of put something in there, but I don't want it to be too, maybe this would work. I don't know. I got a lot of little stuff here, but maybe one of those. I kind of feel like it needs to be maybe round. These are so small, I just don't think they would work. Okay, maybe these, maybe one of those, I think that would work. All right. And let me think. I think I have. So I think I would use pink. What color would I use? I've got this too. Now, let me see. I don't know which one I want to use, but oh well, let's see. We'll just try this for now. I don't think I like that. Gosh, I hate it when these things are coming undone. I got most of this eyelash trim in a big bag at the thrift store. I mean, I just went in there and you have to really dig, because a lot of times this stuff will be like, you know, in the back somewhere in a corner, and I mean, you have to be prepared to spend some time looking. And there it was, and I was like, oh my God. So, I mean, I had a lot of it. And then I did buy a kind of a cream color. Maybe do I put that? I might put that on there too. Let me see. This is just a piece of dyed sari that I have. I don't know. See, now that makes that too big. I'm doing exactly what I told you I wasn't going to do. Okay, so then I'm just going to take that and I'm going to, if I can get my stuck on there, my stapler, and put that in the middle. Okay. And I think I want to put this on. And I don't use the glue that they have, because honestly it never sticks, so I will use this. Oh, I forgot I was going to put the eyelash trim. It's the whole reason y'all saw me get that. Y'all are going, Tina, don't forget it. So I'm just going to take that, kind of wrap it around my finger a little. I have a hard time, like with buttons and stuff, just sitting there by themselves. It just bugs me. Just kind of, oh gosh, I just put some acetone in that. I put way too much. Seems like it's very watery, so I don't know, I probably put too much. All right, let me just kind of see if I can salvage this with a big glob of this in the middle. Can always put something else on top, not a big deal. I think that's way too much. I have to take some of that off. Like half of it. Okay. I was trying to fill my glue and I'm like, yeah, still, it doesn't look good. Because I put so much glue in there. I may have to get another one out. This one may be just too, or I just have to be prepared for it to be like that too. Okay. All right, so that's one. And if you don't like the square on this, you could just cut this and make it, you know, random and do whatever. On a lot of my snippets, I just use torn pieces, but on these, I think I'm going to use actual squares and things. So I am just going to leave that and let it dry. I guess that's in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I don't know. I usually don't do it that way. I usually crisscross them, so I think I don't like that. I don't like it in a circle like that. I'm going to cut that. There we go. That one's going to be too long too. I don't know. It may seem like a little thing, but it bugs me. Has to be on there the right way, or don't put it on there. Okay, so there's that one. I think it looks good. Okay, so where am I going to put that? I'll put it over here. Let's try another one. I'll just take another piece, but this time I'm going to do it to where you can't see the piece and make it smaller. Okay, so this one I'm going to just completely cover the piece of paper, so you won't even see it. I don't think this will rip. All right, well, this is real, like this is very vintage, so it tears easily. So I'm just going to get my pieces together, and then do I want that there? It doesn't really look good. I mean, it doesn't have to match, obviously, so, you know, but, oh, this gold stuff's going to get tangled in there, and I know I will not be able to get it out. Oh, here we go. I've got a piece of that. I like adding different textures and things to it because to me that's what, you know, that's what kind of makes it cool. Let me do this too. Got this little piece of lace. How about I do that? Or the other way. And I like to make sure, I like to crisscross things, so I don't know. I mean, I don't like it all on there. I think that piece actually has to be bigger. And I don't like them to be perfectly cut. I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of my pet peeves. All right, so this is going to be a small one. And I don't know if I want to put anything. I want to put something. I always feel like it has to have some sort of, you know, I don't know, some sort of focal point in it. You know, maybe it doesn't, but to me it just feels weird if it doesn't. And then sometimes I'll just set them aside, you know, until I can figure out what I want to put in it. Oh, I know what I have. Hold on. I know what I have. Okay. It might be, I'm trying not to bulk it up too much because honestly, I'm very concerned about this journal. I wonder if one of these would look good. That might be too bulky. Yeah, they're kind of bulky. What do I have? That would look good. I don't know. And I actually think I need more of this too. It just seems like you can't see it. So I thought it was the piece wasn't big enough, and I think what it is that you can't really see it. So I need to do that, and I'm going to do that. Maybe I shouldn't put, I need to put something in between there. What do I need to put? I don't want to put another piece of that. Oh, here we go. This will work. Maybe that'll work. This is a plain piece. Be good if I could find one that, oh, here we go. See, you just have to look hard enough and you'll find it. It's there. It's there hiding. I could either put that there. I think I like this. With this little piece of that going across there. And that would go there. It looks too triangle-y. I gotta get a different piece. Oh my gosh, here we go. Sometimes the way I randomly cut it, it doesn't look random, you know? I mean, I could have just recut that piece. That would have been the smart thing to do. All right, so I'm gonna put that there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and staple that. Make sure my other piece is underneath. I don't want these going the same way. And am I putting that on top? No, I'm gonna put it on in between. Okay, now I got this other stuff stuck to it. Okay. Ugh, come Come on. Seriously? Right when I'm trying to do things fast, nothing works right. I'm out of staples. My glue pours out. Anyway, it's really cool to use a stapler because, and if you want to glue it or something too, I mean, you can do that. I may do that and some of this, go back and glue it, but for now I'm not going to do that because I am trying to actually do this reasonably fast. Okay, so what am I going to put on top here now? Here we go again. I don't want to just put one little thing on there. That doesn't look right to me. It needs to be bigger. Oh, here we go. Is that the same as those? I don't know if I want them all the same. Now, let me see. I have yellow ones, but I don't have anything gold. I think what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to just take, I think I'm just going to take something else and put it in there because I don't really want to, I don't want to put that in there. Let's see, where's my other gold stuff? I can never find the ends of these things, you know. I really don't want to cut that in the middle. I'm just going to put that there. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. And if I decide I want something else there in the middle later, I will. And I don't think I'm going to staple that. I think I'm going to glue it. And I don't think I'm going to put anything else with it, because I don't really have anything that just speaks to me, you know? It doesn't, I'm like, I don't see anything that just says, oh, you know, I belong in the middle here, so I don't know. And it doesn't need to be gold now because we put that in there. I don't know. I'm just, see, it just makes me feel like I need a whole nother set of bling that works, so. Okay, these are bigger, so I won't use that again. I'm pulling out the bigger, oh, that might work. That's pretty big. I have a lot of different colors, but they're not very big, so that's kind of the issue, is that they look kind of weird. They don't look like they're much of a focal point. Ooh, I forgot I have these. Ooh, okay. It doesn't have any gold in it, though. Didn't I have a couple packs of those? Let me see. I've got black and purple. As you all see me going through my stuff, right? I could have done this before, right? But that would be like not me. Okay, so let me think. I don't know where to put this now. I'm running out of room, guys. These are just stickers, but they look like metal. I'll try this, and if I don't like it, I'll change it. It has silver in it, but I could always change it later. I may go back in and look through my other stuff later and redo it, but okay, so let me use my soupy glue. Oh, now it's better. I think it's just thickening up. Okay. And then I'm going to put this on with it. And like I said, this is made to look like metal, and I'm going to put it in the middle. And that's, ooh, okay. I'm not going to staple it. I'm just going to, hopefully it'll stick eventually. All right, so let me put you aside. Now we will do another one. Okay, so, I don't know. I've got that ribbon. How about, I have this little piece. I like that. With what? Ooh, here, that kind of goes with it. I really do want to use the scraps or the pieces I put aside, not other ones, so I'm not even sure why I put this aside, because it really would make a pocket. How big do I want? I might want to do this one decent size, so I'm going to kind of cut this a little. And then I'll probably cut that. How much of this do I want to cut? Probably up here. Okay, I think I want to go about right here. And I am going to cut a piece of this to go underneath that. I don't know that it matters what color this one is, but I will pick one that will kind of sort of go. Make it about here. I just don't like how, you know, and then you could do this actually and then go later and, you know, put your piece of scrapbook paper on it, you know, depending upon how big you want it or what colors, if you want it to show or what. But for me, I will just put that on there. It's not going to be able, you're not going to be able to see it. Put that there. And then what am I going to put in the middle? Got this piece of ribbon. That'd be kind of cool. It has kind of a pink color. It looks kind of red though too, doesn't it? Definitely some black. Black would look good on there. You know what? I have black underneath this giant pile. I have other stuff that you can't see because it's a giant pile. So I have this lace. Let me see. Trying to put that. I don't want to cover that though. Maybe I'm doing it in the wrong order. And you know what? When you're doing this, don't worry about the other pieces that you didn't use, because honestly, at some point you will. Because I have my big box full of stuff, which I should be searching through, but I already kind of went through that a little bit. And you'll use it another time. If you do junk journaling for any length of time, you'll use those pieces. So I might just leave that. If it's just one little thing I think it needs, and then I thought of something a minute ago, and now I can't think of what it was. That stuff is avalanching around me. Oh, now I remember. Now I remember. I have these little black beads. I'm not sure, are these blings? Oh, that doesn't look bad. Okay, I think I'll do that, because we're not supposed to be thinking, right? Now, when you do this with paper scraps, it's the same idea. You're just doing the same thing. I actually want that on there so it covers it, kind of, sort of. I'm going to do it a couple times. And then, I don't know if this is going to cover that now that I did that. Oh yeah, it does. Barely, but I'm just wanting to cover the staples, my thing. You know, I could put another little piece of lace in there. Why don't I do that? And then that makes it look bigger. Okay. I'm going to not staple that because I don't, ooh, gosh, the glue came out a bunch again. That's okay. We'll use it. And like I said, I never count on the glue on these little bling things holding it, because it never does. Okay, so there's another one. We're getting the hang of it, right? Okay, so let's see here. Time-wise, we got time for a few more. Oh, there's so many. I mean, these fabrics are so beautiful and they're so colorful. So, you know, it's not that hard to come up with this stuff. So anyway, oh gosh, I think I want to do that. Okay, let's do that. I don't want that to stick on there. Hold on. One of them's going to stick. Okay. All right. So I'll just use this piece right here. And you can do them all different sizes. I tend to use mine for like tucks and things, so I want them a decent size. But I mean, you can make little teeny tiny ones just to put as a decoration on a page. You know, whatever you want to do. So, okay. And like I said, I'll staple these and go back and glue it, put glue on it later, or do whatever, because I thought I had. Yeah, here we go. I think I want to put. So I put that on there. Okay, I don't want to put lace on top of lace. There's probably a rule against that somewhere. Right? See these little tiny pieces? These are great too. Don't ever throw those away. Maybe I want another something else on there. Let me think. It's kind of a, oh, is that going to work with that? No, I don't think it does. I'm not kidding, guys. I have so much stuff stacked over here. No. It's just a giant pile. I wonder if that would work. That kind of does. Kind of does. Well, I'm just looking at one more thing. One more thing. I've got this piece too. Uh-oh. Could y'all just tell me which one you like? I think I like that one. Is that the one you like? Yeah, I think I like it too. Not that one? This one? Right? Okay, we'll do that one. And I'm cutting it crooked on purpose. I usually cut crooked, you know, because I can't cut straight, but I am cutting it crooked on purpose. Okay. So that is going to go, let me move those out of the way so y'all can see. Like that. And then I'm going to put that there. And then I'm not going to do anything else because that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Except I'm going to staple it. I'm not going to staple that because I don't want to staple in the middle of it. But then what could I, oh, wait. Always a chance to put bling, right? Okay, so I saw something in here. There's another one. Oh, all this stuff fell. That's all on top of it. Maybe I'll just do another one of these. That's what I'll do, because it'll fit right in the middle. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to kind of do that. And then I'm going to do kind of that. Kind of like that. That works for me, I think. All right. And the reason the tiny attacher is cool is because it's easy to cover up the staple because it's small. So, and there's other brands out there too. I've seen them, but anyway, I like it. And like I said, you may want to go back in and glue all this down later, and I probably will. But for the sake of this, I'm not going to make you watch me glue, which I know I have lots and lots of times. And I apologize. I'm getting better at my editing, but y'all just need to be good at fast forwarding. That's what I think. So anyway, all right. I think I like that. I think I like it a lot. Okay, so that's cool. Let's see. Did I already do this piece? Let me see if I used that piece already. I did. I don't want to use it again. I want to do some variety. I haven't really done much purple, so I think I'm going to do that. And I try and cut the really colorful pieces because I think that is fun to work with, but I was supposed to rip that. Yeah, this stuff is very, very fragile because it's really old. I mean, you could not probably use this to make anything with because I think it's too, it's just too fragile. So I do want to use some of that with there. Oh, look, that piece just came floating through the air, right? Okay, so it doesn't matter what color you use because you're not really going to see it, but I am going to somewhat try to I like to put stuff under it in case you do see a little of it. It kind of sort of makes sense, Okay, so I think I'm going to do that. And then, oh my goodness, it does have like a little rusty red color in there. But I think I want to do this, kind of like that. Oh gosh, I was getting ready to cut my hand. Here we go, let me try that. That might be too big. We shall see. Not too bad. I'm not jumping up and down with it, but that's just too strange. I'll do that. I'm feeling like it needs something up there. Like maybe another, well, maybe ribbon or something like that. Let me get some of that. Or sorry, silk that we did. And then it needs a focal point. I would really like something. Let me see. Ooh, maybe this. This might look good. Take that off. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to staple all of this and glue that because I don't think I'm going to put anything else on it. All right. Kind of put it maybe the way I want it to hang off and have that. I don't know how it's sticking to my hand. I don't have any glue. I wonder if there's a right way. Oh, I guess there is. There's a right way and a wrong way of this sari silk. Let's staple that in the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to just put this in the middle. I might put something silver on there, but I don't know. Right now I'm not going to. I think I like it the way it is. It is like, come on. There we go. All right. I think that looks good. There's kind of a pink color in the back in case, Ooh, actually, I could have put that behind there. That would have been cool. I still can. Get off of there. Hold on. Just a little bit of that. Or I could use that on another one. Gosh. This is torture. Let me see. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do. Where did it go? Where did it go? I saw it a minute ago. Does that kind of look good? Nope. That does look good though. I'm gonna put something else in there because I'm not feeling it. I know y'all think I'm crazy, don't you? There we go. That's it right there. How much of that can I put in there though? Maybe I just put that portion. I don't know. It's all not gonna fit on there. Okay. Yeah, don't get rid of those offcuts because here, I'll cut that off. I know I'm just mumbling, guys, but this is kind of my process, so. Okay, so that's gonna stick down, and then I'm gonna put that there, and that'll be good. Let me do kind of like that. All right, so I got, all right, so I think that is probably, oh, let me do one more. I'll do one more because I think this one will be quick, guys, because I know I have not done good making up my mind, but I think I'm going to do that. Okay, I guess that's the right, I don't know. I don't know what's the right side. I think that's the right side. Yeah, that's the right side. But I actually like that side better, so do I get to pick? I think I'm gonna use that. Oh God, I think I'm gonna use that side. All right, I'm just gonna use this. I'm gonna put it on there. And let's see how. I saw a piece of fabric that I thought would go really well with that a minute ago in my head. And not that. I'm gonna use that in a minute. There are so many choices, and that's what makes it hard. Okay. Okay, is that gonna, no, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm looking for kind of one of the blingy ones, you know? Because in this journal, you just can't have too much bling. All right, come on. Oh, there we go. That's pretty. We'll use that. I'm gonna use that. Okay, and then I think light lace, right? So let's see. I don't want to cover too much of that up. That. And then, gosh, I hate cutting that up, but you know, have to. I'll use the piece somewhere else, trust me. Right, so we're gonna do that. And then maybe I just put that on there, right? Can y'all just like let me know what you think? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything else. I think that's it. Because of all the bling, it doesn't need very much. Oh, I can staple that, and then I can just glue the other one. So I'm doing that. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna put in the middle. All right. Okay. And you know, like I said, y'all can take your time. I will say though, going fast does help you because, you know, you don't get to be stuck. Okay, so then this, I'm gonna take that, hold on. This little piece right here. Just a little less wonky, I think. Gosh, Come on. And I put that there. Okay. And that is going to go. Quit sticking to me. Right there. Could you please? It's going to stick until it's dry. All right, and then I'll put that in the middle. Yay, I think we're done. Okay, let's see what we've got, people. So, stay down. We've got this one that I just did, which is kind of cool. Get all these to be dry by now. We've got this one with the little thingy in the middle that I'm not sure I'm going to leave, but we'll see. We've got this one. We've got this one. And we've got this one. And we have the first one that I did. So there we go, guys. That's it. Okay, so I wanted to show you the finished product and a few that I did. So I don't remember which ones we didn't do, but here's one. Here's another one. Another one. Here's another one. And I think I changed some things on a few that we did. So here we go. Here's a few others. There we go. There's one right there. I know we did that one together. And I think we did that one, but I changed the center. And then I did this one. And then that one. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for joining me. I will see you soon.